Hello. How y'all doing today? This is Dr. Nicole here with thenursedolls.com. Just coming about to say hello. I've been a nurse for 30 years. I taught nursing. I also was emergency room nurse for 10 years. And I also work for Medicaid with case management. So I'm open to any questions. How are y'all doing today? I know we're here in Virginia. We are snowed in. I'm over here in my office alone. Everyone has gone. So it's just me here tonight, which is good. I let my employees stay at home today because it is snowy and it is snowing a lot. But those on TikTok, I got my snowing effects. So that's what inspired the snow today. So how are y'all doing today? Now we just got we have some Christmas music in the background. It's really nice. I hope you can hear it. How are y'all doing today? Oh, Gary, I want to talk to you. Please come on my show. I was hoping to see you today. I know you did your show this morning and you get up early. I'm still in the bed, so I can't show my face. Gary, the ER nurse, and I did ER for 10 years. So I would love to have you on. Your friends write them. All righty. Okay, I have a new message. How is everyone doing tonight? We're getting ready for the holiday season. This is our biggest season of the year, the Nurse Dolls. We have some orders in. I have been packing away. I have a few more orders to pack, but it is snowing, so I don't think I'm going to have time to pack today. and things are not open anyway, so there's no need for me to try to get up and run somewhere to try to send something off. It's after 5? Yeah, everything is closed. So how are y'all doing out there? How are our future nurses doing? I have the Nurse Dolls. We have our 18-inch dolls, books, and DVDs promoting nursing to the next generation. And it's so important. I taught nursing for 10 years, and a lot of my students were 30, 40, 50, 60, and 65 years old, okay? So we need some young people to start thinking about nursing. And what I did was start a doll line. Now, my children used to love Dora the Explorer. And when I was going to work every day with my white coat, my kids would say, Mom, are you a doctor? Are you a dentist? You have on a white coat. And I said, no, I'm a nurse. What's a nurse, Mom? Well, this is back in 2009. And there was nothing on the market I could buy to, talk about nursing. All the representations they had on Amazon were people who did not look like me, but very, very, very long dresses on. Okay. Nurses of today do not look like that. Okay. So I wanted to make sure we had some representatives of nursing. And these are my children, Nathaniel, Nicholas, and Nicola. And Nicholas is studying for the MCAT. He just graduated from Virginia State University. Nathaniel just graduated from Virginia University. Also, both of them pre-med. Nathaniel wants to go into nursing, and Nicholas wants to go into medicine. So, and then Nicola started out in nursing, but she wants to be a sonographer. So she's in sonography school. So all of my children are in health careers, and I've been talking to them since they were very small. You are going to take care of me, okay? Health careers are very important in my family. When I met their father, my sister-in-law, she's a nurse. Her husband was a doctor. Her children, one was a nurse, one is a doctor. And one was a lawyer, one is an engineer. And I was like, okay, you know what? This is the family I want to connect to. So, my children will have a solid foundation in education and also health careers, because I need somebody to take care of me. Now, both Nathaniel and Nicholas had, I would say, braces when they were preteens. And I thought they would be, dentists. We had a dentist that looked like us. I've been talking to them because I really wanted them to go into dental school so they could have weekends and holidays off and be home, more accessible to me when they leave home, But they all chose the medical field. So That's good. All righty. So if you have any questions about nursing, I taught nursing for 10 years. I taught at HBCU, I taught at community college, and I taught at two for-profits. Um, I've taught I worked in case management. That was my last corporate job. I also own my own home care agency. So, and then I was an emergency room nurse for 10 years. That was my first career in nursing. So I really enjoyed that. And any questions, let me know. I think that nursing is one of the most difficult careers that you can pursue. It's very difficult, but it's very rewarding after you get into it and you learn what's going on. So that's what I try to encourage people to do, learn about nursing. Now, my plan is to avoid the nursing home. So that's how I started out with, talking to my children about being in health careers. And I know I was at Virginia State a few weeks ago and I was teaching on a panel about, different STEM careers because nursing is STEM. And, it was like, oh, yeah, nursing, no one was really interested. I had it was a room full of people, about 75 people. And I had two people who came and talked to me about nursing. And I'm like, you know what? I know that we have engineering in here, we have mathematics in here, but you're going to need a nurse. By 2050, 25% of our population is going to be 65 and above. Okay. So, and will that be you? I think I'm going to be in that population. I'm 55. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be there. So, I want to, start talking to people about, you may need a nurse. And one of the things you can do is going to be encourage someone in your family to be a nurse so you can have someone on the front line who is right there with you, able to talk to you about your medications, able to talk to you about what kind of doctors you need, making sure you get to your doctor's appointments, making sure you're eating the right foods. Those are some of the things that, you're really going to need, but people, you don't understand it until you get there. So that's why we're trying to start talking now about the importance of having a nurse in the family. Okay. And also, do you have a plan of action? Who is going to take care of you when you become sick? So, let me know. Hello. How are you doing, Corey?
Hello, Dr. Nicole. How are you?
I am great. In yourself?
I see you up here talking about N is for nurse.
Yes, because we need more nurses out here. I taught nursing for 10 years, and my students were 30, 40, 50, 60, and 65 years old. So we need some little ones thinking about nursing, and that's why I started this product right here, the Nurse Dolls. We have 18-inch dolls, books, and DVDs promoting nursing to the next generation. Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. So when you became a nurse, you say all the time that you did not start the traditional way. A lot of people with the lack of funding that's coming towards nursing want to know what is the most inexpensive way to get into nursing.
That's a great question. Right now, like I have a son who's getting ready to go into nursing. He's finished his degree in pre-med, and I'm like, okay, you need to go to the local hospital, start working part-time, and they will pay for your nursing education. It's really simple. Or you can there's some nursing homes that will pay for your nursing education. So I would definitely say get you a part-time job in a health career and, go out to different hospitals and nursing homes and see who's going to be able to give you the most contributions towards school, who's going to be flexible in your schedule, because you have to have flexibility. It depends on what school you go to. You may have clinicals on weekends. That's what we had to do, clinical on weekends. We had school during the weekdays. So you need to have an employer who wants to help you financially and also be flexible in a schedule. And also they give you bonuses when you finish nursing school. and stay there. And so, and then of course, if they, support you for a year or two, you're probably going to have to give them a year or two of service for each year they support you. So, but I think it's a great way to do that. And also take time and learn what nursing is about. So many people are talking about they want to go traveling. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even think about traveling until at least you have, I would definitely say 3 to 5 solid years of nursing, at least on a full-time basis on a floor somewhere, or in a unit where you can understand what's going on. Because it's hard out here in these nursing streets. You have any other questions, Corey?
Yes, ma'am. So when you created the Nerf dolls, um, this didn't exist on the market. Every element that you created for the Nerf doll is unique to your family. Can you go and explain more about those features?
Which one would you like me to elaborate on?
The soft body.
The what?
The
Oh, the
soft.
doll. The soft body of the doll. Okay. All righty. Well, I'm going to pull out the dolls so we can have a closer look. Oh, look at my cute. Oh, you can't even see my little tree. Let me show you my little tree. My little tree is so cute. Want to make sure y'all see it. It's so cute. I went out and got some stuff. But I'm going to talk about the nurse doll. This is our first doll, Nurse Nicole doll. I was able to choose the color of the doll. I was able to choose the body style. The stomach is soft. My daughter wanted a soft body, nice and it's firm, but very sturdy. And then we have the arms and legs are going to be of vinyl, so they're plastic. And then we have beautiful hair. I've had this doll out before COVID. These are my same dolls I've been taking on trips all over. And last year we were very busy. So they have the same hair out. We have on a scrub top, a scrub bottom. We have on black Croc shoes for Nurse Nicole. And stethoscope does not come with it. It just looks good. So I put one with her. We have a white lab coat that comes with it. And also we can do customized badges. I just got some orders today for customized badges. So I will be working on those, probably doing those live in a couple of days, because we're going to be snowed in. We got about, I think they're predicting 5 to 8 inches. So, and it was about 4 when I just got back. So I don't know. I'm hoping to come back tomorrow, but this week they're going out. So this is our Nurse Nicole doll. And I chose this size for active play. So we have the doll, we have the book, and we also have our animated DVD that's right here that comes free in our Nurse Dolls bundle on the nursedolls.com. So any other questions? Let me show you Nurse Linda. I just love hearing. Are you able to hear the music in the background, the Christmas music?
Yes, we can hear the music.
That's good. Very good. Thank you. Now, this is our Nurse Linda doll. Now, I have both of them. Their hair is pinned back a little bit, but I've had these dolls on tour with me since before COVID. They were going with me. Nurse Linda has on a light blue scrub top and bottom. She has white Croc shoes. She has on a white lab coat, and she has a badge that can be customized. Now, I told you I had several people calling me today, and they also ordered, which was really good. Thank you. And they're requesting MD, and they named the child, and they wanted a pink badge. So we're going to do pink for this one, and we're going to name the child. So they want to name them with their child's name on it. They're like future doctor, future this. I'm like, okay. I had future PA, future nurse practitioner. So we have some of those going on. And like I said, we have the vinyl legs, left and right, vinyl arms, left and right. And then we have a nice soft body that matches her complexion. So this is Nurse Linda. And I chose this color for Nurse Linda. And I chose the color for Nurse Nicole. And actually, it's the same doll, the same face. I just chose different colors for their skin tone and for their hair. So, and then both of the dolls have dimples because my daughter has dimples. So it's a combination of myself and my daughter. So that's what we did. Then my second book that comes in a digital version is Wash Your Hands. First skill I teach my children and my nursing students. So when I was teaching for 10 years, step by step guide, letting them know where germs are at and why it's so important to get rid of germs.
Nicole,
Yes, ma'am.
when it comes to germs, a lot of nurses on TikTok have made jokes that during practicals, um, washing your hands is more important than saving a patient's life. Um, or, you have to wash your hands before you put on gloves and those procedures. I know sometimes they're jokes, but what is something that you consider a practice that goes on that is unrealistic of the hospital?
Well, I definitely will say I had a patient who came in, and this is from one of my personal experiences. And this lady was short of breath. We're trying to save her. I'm trying to give her medicine. I'm trying to also, I have to document. I have to do all of these things, document, get her medicines. Sometimes the medicines may be outside of the room, bring it back and what have you. And this lady was very short of breath. We were having some difficulties with her. We got her stabilized, and her family was in there the entire time and said nothing to me, but wrote up a long list about how I didn't wash my hands. Okay. Sometimes I think that we have to look at really what we're doing. If I have a patient who has stopped breathing, I'm not going to sit here and be at the sink washing my hands for 20 seconds singing a happy birthday song. That didn't make sense to me. And I think that people have some unrealistic expectations with that. And I don't know who that person was. Luckily, I was able to leave that job because if I have to be called in because I didn't wash my hands while, I'm trying to save your family member's life, if that was more important, yeah, I think that, so that was very unrealistic. And I should have had some support from the hospital to say, we can't stand at the sink for 20 seconds while somebody's not breathing. So, what do you think about that?
When it comes to washing hands, I'd rather you save my life first. And I don't think that somebody in the hospital is just completely disgusting. I just don't think that a lot of the, questions that they give y'all are realistic to what actually happens in the hospital.
Correct. Correct.
Did you see that they actually put laws and things into practice for pregnant women?
Well, at the hospitals that I have worked at, and I've been an emergency room nurse for 10 years. When I first started in 1994, we had to evaluate all women who came through who were pregnant. And I think within a couple of years, they enacted themselves as a to be able to the hospitals I was at in North Carolina, they started a policy that if you're 20 weeks and above, you go straight to L&D. You don't need to stop and talk to anyone. I don't know anything about birthing babies. Okay. I have 3 children. I didn't want to be there those times. Okay. So, I'm not going to want to see any of that, even though I'm an emergency room nurse. But yes, sometimes you have to put things in place, and maybe at that hospital, they did not have that in place before. And I have seen, as an emergency room nurse, I have seen some physicians come back and go, does this patient have health insurance? If not, I don't want them in this emergency room. And I think that maybe they had some young nurses that were in there and they didn't understand that you don't turn anyone away from the hospital that's in labor. I don't even understand how that even happened. That made no sense. Um, myself, when I was having my first child, he was about a week late, and I went in and I was having, I was in labor. I was like, oh, I just want to just see how far along I am. Da 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 da. Okay, they let me in, and the doctor came in and said, "You're in the hospital now. You can't go home. We're going to induce you." Period. And that was it, And they started the pitocin, and I was there. So I don't, and I think I was, and then my contractions were every 5 minutes. But I don't understand how you can turn someone away with contractions, and where else would they go? I think that we need to assess. I don't know if anyone has assessed were there any health insurance issues, because I've seen that happen. Like I said, I've had doctors in the emergency room going, oh gosh, this person is here all the time and they don't have any health insurance and I don't want to see them. And I'm like, I'm happy for you. But I'm not turning away any patient who, this is a free will, and you don't turn patients away. They can come day or night in the emergency room. You're not supposed to be turning patients away. Yeah. But I'm glad that, that facility, maybe they needed a law. Maybe they needed to have something that says, you can't turn people away. And I think that nurse must have been new and young. Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. So there have been a lot of strikes going on with nurses in multiple states this month over staffing ratios, unsafe workloads. But they are also introducing the new AI documentation tool like Microsoft Copilot for nurses that is being rolled out to reduce charting time. Two questions. The first question is what do you think these actions will reveal about the current state of patient safety in the US? And do you think AI will help solve burnout or will introduce new challenges?
You know, I'm hoping that it will help nursing. I'm hoping that we'll be able to chart better, quicker, faster, and be more accurate. I think that that's what we're striving for, and also save nurses on their time, so they can focus more on the time with the client. One of the issues that we have with nursing is that you're so bogged down with documentation that you don't have time to implement any of these wonderful ideas that can help the patient. You're just bogged down. So I'm hoping that this will be a layer, and this will be a layer that can help nurses and improve the workflow and lessen the stress and lessen the burnout.
So I guess for me, it doesn't make sense that if nurses go on strike, why are you paying other nurses more money to come in while the nurses are on strike? It is not a common sense measure to pay a nurse to come in on their shift $2,500 for a week when the nurses that are already there are asking for $2,500 a week. Am I crazy?
Well, I would prefer if we started where we need to start, and that means we're going to have to go to Congress. We need a law that says what are the nursing ratios, patient nurse ratios, and we need a national standard. And that's what the problem is. I mean, because at every hospital it's different. I've been at a emergency room nurse, and I have taken care of 12 patients in an 8-hour shift. This was at night. There's no way I can even. It took me. I mean, you get off at 7. I'm still charting at 9 o'clock. Just I couldn't even go home. 12 patients. There's no way. Then I had 2 or 3 of them were supposed to go to surgery. You got to do surgical prep. So, and then I've been at the same facility where I had 4 clients, and it was on progressive care unit. But I didn't have an aide, and I didn't have anybody to help me with medication. So that means I had 4 patients. They were above med surge, but below ICU, and I had to be there everything. So they went from, standard 8 to 12 patients on med surge. And then they have a progressive care unit where you have 4 patients, but you had no CNA, no LPN. And then they also have the ICU where you have 1 or 2 patients to 1 nurse. Now on the med surge floor with the 8 to 12 patients, you may have had 2 to 4 CNAs, and then you may have had 1 or 2 LPNs to give the medications. So that's how they justified it. So this nurse patient ratio has been going on for years. I know that there are nurses that are out here striking the hospitals, but I wish we would all just get up and go to Congress and say we have got to have national standards across the board as to, on acuity and what one human being can do with a patient. We have to have some realistic standards. And if you have these nurses that are striking, we need to start saying, why are you striking? What is going on? Because they're just saying they're striking, but I don't know exactly why and what situations are going on. Because when you're in nursing and you feel helpless and you don't have a voice sometimes. And I have been there where I've not been able to say I feel unsafe, especially, 8 to 12 patients, and they don't tell you these things until you get report or you're already there. See, and the problem is a lot of people don't understand. As a nurse, when you pull up on the premises of that hospital, you walk through the door, that if they give you report, you're stuck. You can't go home. You can't just go, I'm not going to do this today, because that has to do with your license. And they know that, and they will hold that over your head. Oh, I gave you a report. You can't go anywhere. And when you're a new nurse, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to call the board if you don't come in. When I was back in the day, I had my managers would call my home and like, if you're not coming in, I'm going to call the board of nursing and say that you abandoned patients. It was very cutthroat back in those days, and it still is today. So I think that we need to start talking about exactly what's going on. What is making you feel unsafe? What, is that appropriate or not? I'm here in Virginia, and I was a case manager for the nursing home where they showed up with and arrested 18 nursing staff members in one morning. My question is, nobody, who took care of the patients? If you're arresting 18 people, that sounds like the entire nursing staff. What happened? My question was, what happened on that day? Who was taking care of people? Because it didn't make sense. If you're going to arrest the director, you're arresting the RNs, the LPNs, the CNAs. If you're arresting all 18 people on one morning, who was there to take care of these people? And I knew that this place has had some problems. I've had a lot of patients who complained about it, but it was nothing I could do. They were just saying they had fruit flies in the facility. Okay. Well, I've been in places they've had fruit flies before. And then one of the big clues of when you're going to nursing homes to work, look at and see if they're changing management every year. Okay. This hospital, the nursing home where they pulled up and arrested 18 nurses. They had asked me to work there multiple times. Every time I was a case manager, they offered me a job several times. But I noticed over the 7 years that I was a case manager, they had a new manager or director of nursing every year. That is a red flag to me, because I'm an old nurse. I'm OG. Okay. I'm like, they're changing too often. I think one time I was there and I was saying hello and they offered me a position there as a director or something. I was like, oh no. I said, I have a case management job. I work from home. I will not be at any place every day. So I think that, you have to educate people, and they need to also be aware of what's going on, because that is a big red flag when they cannot keep management. I've been a case manager for 7 years. I'm on my own home care agency, and I can go around to the nursing homes and I still know all the social workers, because they go to different nursing homes. It's the same people. It's like, oh, you're at this place this time. So social workers change, just like nurse administration will change. So it's a lot of different things that are going on, and you have to just be aware of it. You know, um, wow, today is a really good day. I guess people are snowed in because I'm getting so many people I'm seeing. Hello, case management RN. Hello. Oh my gosh. I guess Nurse Gary, I asked him to come in, but I haven't seen him. Digital RN Rose, I sent you an invitation. Would love to talk to you. Want to work with you one day when I have time. January, probably by the summer. I'm gonna be with you. So also, Aviana, millionaire nurse, I'm sending y'all invitations. I guess y'all left. But go ahead, Corey. Graceful nurses. Oh wow. I don't think I've seen them before. All right. So go ahead, Corey.
Dr. Nicole, telehealth flexibilities expired after the recent government shutdown, leaving millions without virtual care access. How critical is telehealth to nursing care today, especially for rural communities?
I think it's the way of the future. We're going to have to do telehealth. I think it's very important, and we got to invest in telehealth. That's one of the things I'm going to be investing in because I want to start helping people with remote access. So we'll be able to do, blood pressures and vital signs and blood sugars, and also offer mental health services. And making sure that the primary care doctor knows that this person is getting this assistance. So I think that it's really important. So you're saying that what happened now?
The government shutdown caused telehealth flexibilities to expire.
Oh wow. Yes. Yes, because you're not going to have enough people. I had an issue with one of these government programs, and come to find out, they just shut the program down because the people were like, "We're just happy we had jobs." But in a year's time, I went through 4 different managers. So I mean, we've gone through a traumatic experience this last year, especially in healthcare. So that's a lot of things that we're going through.
Right, Dr. Nicole. So there's a nursing shortage right now. It is
Yes.
predicted that in the United States, we're going to need nearly 200,000 new nurses annually through 2033. What do you believe the biggest barrier is stopping people from entering the profession?
Well, I guess when the president came up with this brilliant idea about the advanced career degrees in nursing, he didn't realize that you have to be at a master's level to teach nursing at a baccalaureate level. You have to have 50% of the nursing faculty has to be at a doctoral level or above to even open up a baccalaureate nursing program. So, so making it harder to have an advanced career in nursing when we already have a nursing shortage doesn't even make sense. There's no way we can improve nursing or produce more nurses. We already have a nursing faculty shortage. Um, and I know a lot of people have not taught nursing, but if you think the hospital is vicious, okay, academia, nursing academia, oh my gosh, one of the worst jobs I've ever had. I'm telling you. Um, wow, it's hard. I know I taught for 10 years, and I was at a traditional, I was at community college, and I was one of the African American nurses, and then they had 2 more. And by October, you start school in August. October, I was the only African American nurse in that department of almost 20 faculty, because of the conditions. By the time I got ready to leave, students were leaving in protests. because they did not like the way the other faculty members were treating me, and that's really bad when you have your students wanting to protest because of the treatment of the African American nurses in academia. I've also taught at a for-profit hospital where I had a couple of students who did not look like me, and it was graduation, and they refused to allow me to pin them during the nursing pinning ceremony. And they were saying that they felt that I was racist. I'm like, I don't understand that thought. But yeah, and this, it's a for-profit school. These students are paying 40, 50, and $60,000. So they were like, oh no, we're gonna pin this one and this one. You do this one and that one. And it was like, and the student was standing there going, you better not touch me. I was like, oh my God. So another thing is being an African American nurse, since I haven't been working full time, I haven't been called the N-word. I'm sitting here I was like, when was the last time somebody called me the N-word at work? No one talks about the conditions at in a hospital or in health care setting. I have been called some bad names by patients and their family members. And, I guess I could say I didn't like the way my fellow coworkers thought they were solving the problem. They would get up and take this person immediately back or move them, but they would put them in front of everybody else because they were acting badly and saying bad things to African American doctors and nurses. So, but I guess they didn't have any training on how to properly address people who are very disrespectful to the staff in a hospital who does not look like you. So, I guess they thought they were doing something helpful by, moving the person over and taking care of that person individually by themselves. But it really didn't look that good when they, moved that person to the front of the line because they were being very disrespectful. But yes, I have not been called the N-word. I would definitely say it's been a few years since before COVID. Since before COVID, because I was working at a psych hospital. And then also since I've been a case manager and even having my own company, I guess they didn't look at my logo. But I have had some people turn me away or would not open the door when I was there to do an assessment because, they were like, no, I don't want to go with you. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? And they just slammed the door and said, don't come back. So, yeah, so those are some of the things that, you endure or experience, and no one is really talking about that.
So, Dr. Nicole, large health systems like Kaiser Permanente, they faced multiple issues this year with their employees. What do you think healthcare organizations can do differently to rebuild trust with the nursing workforce?
I think that we definitely have to have some things in place that when things go wrong, how are we empathetic to the staff? And I've told you before, I've had a patient, I've been slapped a couple times. I've been choked by some patients, putting their hands on me. I used to wear those little reels at work, and, they were like, oh, can I look at your badge? And the next thing I know, they have wrapped it around me and trying to choke me with my badge. Like, you need to go take care of my grandmother now, while they're choking me. So, and then every time these things were happening, the only thing I got from the management was, well, what do you think you could have done differently that could have prevented this? That's what I got. Instead of, we need to protect nurses and we need to address the bad behavior, of this person. So those are some of the things that we need to really address to make sure you feel safe. Back in those days, it was like you get beat on the job. That was just, something that happened on the job. I was pregnant in the emergency room for my two sons. I was kicked in my stomach with both of them. And I was informed, you can't go home. We're not releasing. Are you bleeding? If you're bleeding, we need to see. If not, go back to work because we short here. We don't have, you got to be here. Keep us posted if you start having any problems tonight. That's what I was told. So, the conditions have got to improve.
That sounds terrible and very risky.
Nurse Nina is here. Hey, Nurse Nina.
Hey, how are you? What you on here doing today?
Girl, I'm working.
I heard that.
I tried to work yesterday, but I was so tired. Yesterday, I had to work on my Toys for Tots because, I do that with my nonprofit. So this weekend, my Toys for Tots representative, she had a car show. So I was working with that yesterday. And then also I had to work with group homes. I have group homes. So it was a big class on group homes yesterday. So I'm like, I missed my whole weekend. I didn't do it. So I'm like, okay, today is the day. But you're in Florida, right? Oh no, you're in California, right?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Okay, we're supposed to be getting about 5 to 8 inches. And when I was just outside, it was sticking to the ground. So I think I had about 2 inches. And that was about 3. So I'm like,
oh my God.
I drove my SUV. So hopefully I can get home. But as a nurse, I'm used to the snow, used to driving in the snow. So I said, I'll just make it out today.
I like the snow too. I'm originally from Chicago, so I miss the snow. I try to come that way every holiday so my kids at least know what holidays and change of seasons is. Because for years, growing up here, there's no season change. It's just always nice in California.
I used to live in Florida. I miss Florida. That's the only thing I miss was the weather.
Oh yeah, I love the weather in Sacramento.
Okay, so what are some of your views on some of the things that I'm saying about nursing?
Just what's going on now?
Yes.
The non-professional stuff.
Oh, well,
I was finishing my Christmas album too. I made a song about it. I hope you like it.
Girl, I would love your stuff.
I should send it to you. But yeah, just even like me and my son was having this conversation last night because he's a nurse also. He works in the ER.
Okay.
And he's in this MBA program now, but he's like, dang, are they gonna help cover after this year? Like, what's gonna happen? And he's like, a lot of my friends say they're not gonna go for NP no more. 2 girls called me, was wanting to go for their CRNA, and they're like, well, what should I do, Miss Nina? I told them to still follow their dreams. Like, if that's what you want to do, still pursue it. Look for scholarships. Reach out to people like us, and ask for help. Even if everybody gives $100, $500, $1,000, it adds up.
Well,
and let that
you're
pay
gonna
your
have to
tuition,
do
and then give back to the community and stuff when you finish.
And then also you're gonna have to just have your student loans. I mean, that's it. You're gonna have to take out some loans. You may have to work, some, pay some, work some, pay some. I mean, we've done this before.
Just make, I told one of them too, like, start looking into passive income. That's what I teach my nursing students in my school community and stuff. Start looking into some passive income, something that you can do while you in school,
Correct.
And help try to get it paid off while you in school instead of worrying about the debt. Don't let it inhibit your growth. Don't keep it from what your dreams are.
And I had so many problems with some of my students in when I taught for 10 years. And a lot of my students, when we kept trying to say, look, and a for-profit school is not going to tell you this. They're going to tell you you don't need to change your life. Come on in nursing. Okay, because they want your money. Okay.
Yes.
At a community college or HBCU, we're going to be real, and we're going to sit you down and say, look, you should have nothing else going on. You need to downsize. This is not the time to maintain 2 and 3 vehicles. This is not the time to maintain all of this. I had students that like, I don't want to live at home, and I had to tell them. I said, look, I had to make a change. I stayed at home, even though it was not good all the time. You know, sometimes my parents were very upset that I was studying and wanted me to do other things. And I'm like, I have to study. And I had to make that decision and cut everything out because I didn't want to work a full-time job. They, you know, these students be like, I'm gonna work a full-time job. I'm gonna have my own apartment because my family is controlling. I'm like, you're in nursing. You do not need to have nothing else going on. You don't need to be dating nobody. You don't need to be doing this. Focus. Give all of that foolishness away. The only bill you need is a cell phone bill. I mean, I had the same pair of sneakers. I had the same pair of socks, same pack of underwear, you know, all of those things. I had your coat. You need to have your basic necessities. Stockpile them oodles and noodles and them nab crackers. And
that's what I had too.
And I had a grape soda with nabs for lunch. And I had oodles and noodles at night and a box of Crunchy Munch, you know, and that's what I lived off of. And, you know, I didn't do any going out to restaurants and getting my hair. Well, I couldn't, well, I don't do my own hair. So I did have that one luxury. I got my hair done every couple of months. But all of these other things you got to let go. You know, I had students going to Vegas for spring break. I said, really? How are you affording this? This is your last semester. You need to be studying. I never went anywhere. Spring break was you took one day off. And then the rest of it, you're studying. Then I might take the day off before class restart. But I put in at least 6 hours a day, every day. Even over Christmas break. They're like, that is not the time to rest. Take one day. Okay, you can have Christmas Day off. But you're going to study 6 hours a day at least. I had a calendar with every hour I had to write down what I was doing. I even had to put in my bathroom breaks. I mean, that's how strict my program was. And it was like, yes. So I had to learn these things and, you know, time management. Now, I know these students nowadays, they have TikTok. It's a distraction. Facebook. And it's a distraction for me. It's a distraction for me too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wake up in the morning. I'm on, you know, I'm like, oh, who's up here now?
But I need to get my butt on here, go live too, because I got a new program. I need to increase some students for my new program.
Okay, what program are you posting?
I'm doing the traditional LVN program now. How does it look like you're snowing on your?
I got the snow effect.
I love it.
But I got Instagram, Facebook, and I got StreamYard going. So you're the only ones who can see the snow. But it's snowing here. So
because it's on TikTok?
Yeah, just snowing on TikTok. It's a effect.
Oh, I love it. I gotta do me a whole video with that feature. That's beautiful. That is so cute. I love it. But yeah, I'm starting my traditional LVN program. So part of what I do, one of my consulting businesses is I consult with other schools and I do different projects with them. So sometimes it's just me helping them with marketing, or I help them with like social media stuff, helping get students. Sometimes I write their curriculum. Sometimes I hire them out nurses, because I have a consulting business where I hire out like VAs and we have RNs, nurse practitioners, and medical assistants, and they can work for different clinics and stuff. But this one we're gonna partner, and I'm gonna actually do one cohort of her program. So we'll teach it and we'll run the whole program, which is really special because they give me, so it'll be a special group. I'm going to take 24 students and I'm going to teach them artificial intelligence. I'm going to help them start businesses and they're going to become a nurse. We're going to do this in 1 year.
Wow, that's a lot, but it sounds good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I do it already with my girls I have. We do it online. And this will be online too. We'll meet 3 times, like 3 weeks out of the year. We'll meet in Chicago, and then that'll be it. So
I would love to come out and meet with you next year. So that would be nice. But look, I know I was looking at my email, and you said something about coming next Thursday. Put the date and time. Because I was like,
it's in the flyer.
What day? It was just next Thursday or next Friday. I was like, I need dates and times, and it was something like yesterday, and I'm like, which yesterday was it? Sunday, because you put in there like tomorrow we're doing this. Okay, but I don't know what day you posted it, so I need you to put the dates and the times. Eastern,
Okay. I'll be so going through so many stuff.
Yeah,
like,
because I was like, I'm always missing your stuff because I don't know when it is. So please, yeah, just give me a date and time so I can get ready and I can write it down so I can get more involved.
Yes, I would love for you to. How far are you from Chicago?
I have never been to Chicago. I don't even know where that's at.
It's time to come to Chicago. So you should come meet the girl with this new group. I might have like 2 girls from my group, but then everybody else will be new for me too. But it will be good if you can come meet the group of these girls. We're gonna change their lives.
When is your program?
They're gonna start January 5th, and then they'll finish in December. But we'll come to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Between April and May, then we come back again like July and August, and again sometime between September and December. It just
I will probably be able to come between September and December because my schedule is tight. It is tight already. My daughter's getting married. Oh my God! I'm like,
congratulations!
I'm so stressed out.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Married?
Yes, Nicola got engaged right before Thanksgiving. So the wedding is set for August the 1st, and we have put the down payment on the place. So we got a venue. So it's busy over here in these streets.
So you can.
You said what?
Oh, we couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I think somebody was calling me, but they're gone now.
Sorry. Oh, well, congratulations. We heard your daughter's getting married.
Thank you. Yeah, it's busy over here. So I got to start that. I said, we got to start having monthly meetings just to see what's going on and your progress.
He's getting married before your sons.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of them don't even have a girlfriend.
So, okay, Christmas time is coming up, and we have dealt with hospitals giving out terrible Nurses Week's gifts. I mean, Nurses Week, terrible. So I would like for you ladies to engage and list at least 10 things that you know a nurse would like to have for Christmas.
Right here.
Oh, yes.
The nurse dolls. Nurse Nicole and Nurse Linda doll with a customized badge. We can do that, honey. I got orders for that today. So the only reason I haven't put it together because I'm trying to hurry up and get up out of here with the snow.
I love the snow. It's so cute. I think I would like, as a nurse, because I work night shift, I would like a pillow and a blanket. And a cup, and then just
the neck pillow.
The neck pillow. Extra PTO.
Yep, that would be nice too. And if you got a pillow, I like the ones for when you wear on a plane. The neck pillow. Yeah. That makes it comfortable because I hate when I'm.
Yes.
I'm waking like, oh my gosh, what happened?
What you like, Miss? What the other nurses say? Are you a nurse too?
Corey is my marketer.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Dr. Nicole. Okay.
So she comes out and supports me and asks questions. So
I love it. That's what's up. Yeah, I seen you was on there. I said, let me jump on here and see what Dr. Nicole doing. I love it.
Well, look, let me go over our freebies before we go because we've been on here 54 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So let me go over some of these freebies that we got. So if you go to the nursestyles.com, we got free stuff right here. Okay. We have 5 activity pages. This is our number one signature activity page, coloring page. We also have our workbooks. So there's 17 pages. This is all about nurses for our K to 5th grader. And then we also have our activity books for our 3rd to 5th grader. They're 17 pages. They're free. You just got to put in your email and they come straight to you. You can choose which one you want. Now, also, we have a personality quiz, 10 questions. It tells you what kind of nurse you will be. Now, a lot of people do it for their children. They can do it for themselves or their students. So I would love for y'all to send your students to the website just to do the personality quiz. And
I'll add that. I'll add that to my curriculum.
Thank you. And there are over 300 careers in nursing options that you can choose. And we have several on there that'll pop up. And most people are like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted to do. It's so accurate.
Interesting.
Now, another thing is, if you would like to purchase a nurse doll, we have Nurse Linda doll, Nurse Nicole doll. They're 18-inch dolls. They come with the lab coat, scrub top and bottom, and both have Croc shoes and beautiful hair. I've had these dolls since before COVID. So if you purchase a doll, we have our nurse bundles. And with that, we have, this is our standard book. And it's for nurses, our standard book, me and my children on the cover. Now, in a digital version, I have my Wash Your Hands book because we have sold out. So we have only digital option for Wash Your Hands. Then we also have in digital format, STEM careers from A to Z, because my boys wanted to know, what else can I do besides nursing or being a doctor? So I gave them some options. Then we also have one other book, and that is Nursing a STEM Career. And this has all of our characters in it. When I pitched this to Walmart, they also have husbands. So we are multicultural. We have African American, we have Caucasian, we have Hispanic, and we also have Asian. And I also wanted a Native American, and they all had husbands. And Walmart said, no, people don't buy boy dolls. So that's why we just have the girls there, because people always go, I want a boy doll. And I'm like, okay, that sounds nice. Where is this market at? Okay, that's what Walmart told me when I pitched to them. So then also the digital diagnosis box. That is 30 pages of activities to keep you busy with your little one. So we got all kinds of good stuff when you check us out at thenursedolls.com. All kinds of good stuff.
Yes, I'm going to send my students over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, let them know what all the good stuff we got out here. And I sign all of my books now. When my children go with me on book signings, sometimes they sign. But we got some good stuff here. And I know you might not be. Let me show you. I just want to brag on my tree. Look at my Christmas tree.
So adorable.
I just want to make sure everybody sees my little Christmas tree is over there in the corner.
Oh, that is so nice.
It's iridescent with little pink bulbs on it. It's so cute. I think it's adorable, but
I gotta see a picture of my tree.
Since I don't have any decorations at home, this is as close I'm gonna get this year. Oh yeah, and I put that the sock in the hat. Yep.
Oh, I love it.
That's it. Any other questions you have, Corey?
No, ma'am, no more questions. But do we have any music going out?
Oh, I had turned it down a little bit, but it's been playing the whole time. Let me see. Let me make sure. Looks like this is getting. I don't know why it's getting dark.
So next time you come on here, Dr. Nicole, you should have my new song. All I Want for Christmas is PTO.
Oh, you know what? Send it to me. I will start playing it.
It should be on YouTube. I think they said tomorrow it'll drop on TikTok and social media.
Okay, so you have your nurse holiday music.
Yeah, I finished the album. I was trying to do 16 songs, but I ended up just doing the 8.
That's enough. Hey, it's a start. Next you can add the other ones to it. Part 2.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah.
And then for Nurse Week, it'll be like a whole bunch. It'll be like 30. Because I'll put them all on one too.
Yes, because we want PTO for the holidays. Exactly.
Yes.
And people don't realize that, from right before the week before Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's, you're not allowed to take a vacation at a hospital.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I do not miss that.
Yeah.
I don't miss just being able to get up and go out of town and do stuff. I don't have to call anyone, notify anyone. That's what nurse entrepreneurship is all about, being able to be you. So I do encourage that. I know some people are saying that's not the solution. I said, well, it's a solution for me. But and that's how we started. If you follow Mary Mahoney, back in those days, we didn't have no hospital. We weren't allowed in the hospital until 1960s, unless it was a segregated hospital, and there were very few. We were independent contractors out in the community, serving the community. That's what we did. So, I guess some people forget.
and don't know.
Exactly.
That's why it's so important for our trailblazers, like you and, everybody to really get that information out there, because people don't know that. These new nurses, they don't know nothing about that. It ain't nowhere. It's not in anybody's books. They don't talk about it. It's not in ChatGPT, that's what everybody uses now. People don't know about it.
Well, and the other thing is, people go, why would I want to be a nurse? And I say, honey, they're like, I don't understand nursing. And I'm like, do you realize that before 1960, how did you think your grandparents got here? Your great-grandparents, the great-great-grandparents. It was a nurse midwife. Nurse midwives were even in the Bible. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been here holding it down for years. Unsung heroes.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Nicole. I always learn so much from you, and I can't wait to hang out with you in person, girl. We're going to have a good time.
Yes. I'm looking forward. I know we're saying we're going to get together in January in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, my birthday January 28th.
Oh my gosh, that's good. So it'll be right before then. We'll be out there.
Yeah, it'll be before then, and then we have a intensive there in Atlanta on the 29th. So I might go to Chicago for a couple of days and then just come back to Atlanta.
So what's the intensive with who?
Me. It's my intensive with my partner Pam.
Okay.
We just teaching nurses how to get into the AI field, make money with AI, and if they want, they can join my program. It's a certified AI nurse consultant program where they get licensed. You go on like a registry. Like if you put my name in Google, the registry will pop up, and that's why I get so much work, because I think I'm the only nurse in there right now. And if I'm not, I'm the only one that pops up or whatever. But as far as education goes. So yeah, they'll get that, and they get it's like a lifetime commitment. They join one time, they get in, you get the curriculum. We build like custom GPTs, AI applications. I teach them how to do a lot of different stuff to make money in the field. Or if they just want to, be a leader of where they work at. If they just want to be the one that knows AI, how to speak to it, and be a trainer, or, they're in management and they want to know, because we get a lot of managers reaching out. They just want to know, like, what is this? Because a lot of healthcare facilities are using Copilot because it offers a little bit more security, but is really still built with ChatGPT. But they, I don't really like Copilot, but a lot of facilities are using it. But so administration managers and stuff, they want to know how to use it. So you can just even train in them. And by them joining the program, they get continuous learning, because it's always changing. New stuff is coming out. And then we do courses on all the, medical software stuff that comes out.
All right. Well, look, thank you very much. My StreamYard is about to die, so I got to let my StreamYard. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with StreamYard. But I can stay on with everyone else. So thank you so